Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dirty birds of all ages, sentiments, and otherwise. Top of the morning, top of the morning. This is your boy OG Big Sam coming with you in another episode of Mad Monday with the OG. Gonna be talking about the defense this morning. You know what I'm saying? Which might not be what a lot of y'all want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Given the landscape of all social media, but it is what it is. We're gonna talk about defense today and the weak link of it and thereof, which is Richie Grant. I think there is a significant timing of is it time? Is it time? I mean, is it time to bench Richie Grant? I mean, he's given up 3 touchdowns and a multitude of third down plays turning into first down. Hugely. I mean, and I don't call it a coincidence when you're blowing coverages. I mean, I think it is either taken back to the drawing board or or something because he's making life a little bit unbearable back there. You're taking our safety net away from us because you have to keep JB back there, deep back there. You know what I'm saying, to cover your snafus. You know, say good morning, everybody. ATL Leo, what up, baby? William Amy, what's happening? Top of the morning to you. Nathan Floyd, what's happening? Thanks for getting, checking the brother out. Yeah, and by the way, you like what you hear? You like the information? Go to my channel, OGTV. Hit like and subscribe, baby. You know what I'm saying? You get your notes. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I'm going on, and try to present all the right information for y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's my aim. Try to talk about what needs to be talked about. Try to give the info and the facts. You know what I'm saying? And the stats all. You know what I'm saying? So everybody be informed. Yeah. William, I'm talking about the defense. That's a foregone conclusion. We know it. We know what the problem is over there. The offense is the offensive line, but that's neither here nor there. We're talking about Richie Grant this morning, okay? And his inability to stay in his lane, play his lane, keep his assignments. Not losing tight ends. Not losing guys over the middle running free for 30, 40 yards. The question is it time to bench him? I think it is. I really think it's time. I mean, we saw a lot of this last season, late in the season. And thinking that hey, with Nelson and with Gray, that would change. These 4 games, it hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. I think it's time to get Helens, in there, or Hawkins, because he is giving up too many third downs. He is giving up 3 touchdowns on blown coverage, bro. He's giving up 3 touchdowns on blown coverage. And that's he's the one niche. I mean, we already got to compensate for Troy being done for the year. You know what I'm saying? And now you really stretching us out, bro, because you're not keeping up with your assignments. There's 9 times in 4 games that you have let tight ends, slot receivers, you know what I'm saying, and a fullback get behind you. That just, you know what I'm saying, that and things like that can't happen. Jamal D, what's happening? It's all good, bro. You're in here. You're in here. And yes, Richie been stinking up the joint. And that's what I'm talking about. And that's what I'm talking about. I mean, the front is putting in good work. You know what I'm saying? We're holding for it on the line of scrimmage. In some cases, we're moving the line of scrimmage. We're getting pressure. We've gotten sacks. But you know what I'm saying? We can't get that. We can't give up the deep play, especially on third down. You just can't do that. William, you said, but Richie Grant can't cover a tight end or evidently not, bro. He's gotten beat by both. He's gotten beaten by both. And most notably in the red zone. To say, William, Richie Grant, let's see. Let me put you up here. Richard Grant don't be around to cover around the field like a true strong safety should. You are dead right. You're dead right, William. You're dead right. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Jamal. Now this right here. Yeah, we need another speed edge. Bench Richie and defense is the top 10. I think, and I think that that's the reason for the move that cleared up $7 million worth of cap space to add to that 11 that we already had to make it 18. I think that's going to happen, and I think that may be it's going to be one or two guys. I mean, because of the situations that they're both in, it's either going to be that kid Hunter from Minnesota, the DN, the edge, the defensive end from Minnesota, or either Chase Young. It's gonna be one of those two. You know what I'm saying? Unless we turn around and go and try to fill the void for T1000 being done for the year, and I think that may be Rashad. We may be bringing Rashad Evans back. You know, I hope it would be Evans. You know what I'm saying? Just on the free agent move, because that's what he's not signed to a team right now, and I think that's on purpose. I think that, like I said, I think it's probably going to be Chase Young, the Hunter kid from Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? With the money move that Terry just made. Yeah, I don't either, William. I don't either. I don't either. I don't because right now the way things have gone. If you ain't doing your job, you know pretty much been benched. You know, dropped in depth chart or giving your pink slip altogether. Um, you know, I mean because it's taken away his snafus, his mistakes are taken away from the tone that has been set by the unit as a total whole. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you get the pressure, when you moving the line of scrimmage, when you slowing down the run game, you know what I'm saying, and you putting hands on the quarterback, you know what I'm saying, and you get a situation where okay, he gets it off, you know what I'm saying, and even in slightly avoiding the pressure to tenth of a second or so, and then Richard Grant gives up the big play on the back end. And you could tell by the body language of the unit that they're getting a little tired of shit looking back there, especially on third downs. Let's see, ATL, what you talking about, baby? What you talking about? I think, yeah, I said that too. Yeah, I think Helens need to, you know, get on there and get some time. He need to get in and get some time. And you're right, he can't tackle well either. He's been getting kind of drug in that particular aspect. You know, I'm just calling it, you know what I'm saying, for what it is. You know, he's the weak link of the defense. He's the weak link of the defense. You let's see. Jamal, let me highlight you up there real quick there, bro. Uh-oh, my bad. My bad. Between Richie, like I said, I'm keeping this about the defense. Um, you know, we all know what all y'all think of Desmond Ritter. You know, what I'm saying the Ricky across the board. And I'm gonna say this about that little bit real quick, and I'm gonna get back to the defense. We're 8 games in, and I don't understand how people are expecting perfection. You're expecting all pro or Hall of Fame effort when he's a baby by all NFL standards. But the funny part about all this is all those QBs that y'all named was dropping names, you know, leading into this season, you know, wanting their quarterback, are looking just as bad, if not worse. But y'all make allowances for them. You make excuses for them. Well, he just need Devin really just need to be cut. Mm. No, why don't y'all have that same energy for Desmond that y'all have for your Justin Fields and your Bryce Youngs and I could go on, but I'm just saying, I'm gonna leave that exactly where it is. And back to the defense. You're right, Mr. Amy. He does. Richie takes bad angles at covering routes. He takes bad angles at trying to make tackles. It's just bad. It's just bad. And you can't say it's from a lack of film study because shit, JB had them boys, you know what I'm saying, staying after practice with him, doing extra film study and all this that. It seems like everybody's benefiting from that except for him. Except for him. And why that is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And I was kind of surprised that he didn't end up with the starting, this starting spot. But I get it. But I think it's time that we see one of them two, Hawkins or Helens or both, at this point. You know, Jamal Lee says, I agree. I think this is fair from Desmond. This is Arthur Smith's fault. Desmond is just not ready. What Ricky is ready. We are in his 8th game as an NFL pro. I mean, come on. Can we say player development? Can we have that happen? I mean, I really don't. I do understand it, but I don't understand it at the same time because you know what? I'm just gonna call it for what it is. A lot of y'all put these unfounded high expectations on this kid, knowing he's not gonna reach them. So y'all can do what you've been doing across the board since the season started. And really, it was before that. It was 2 days after he, signed his rookie deal, and in that press conference, he uttered the words. Oh yeah, he uttered the name of y'all most hated Falcon in history. Yeah, I know all of y'all don't. I'm talking about wish a piano would fall on Matt Ryan. When that kid came out of his mouth and said, I was an admirer of Matt Ryan, and I patterned my game after him. Oh, he became public enemy one just off of that. Now, moving on back to the defense. This Richie Grant issue is going to have to be dealt with. It's gonna have to be dealt with. What up, Blackberry? You know what I'm saying? It's gonna have to be dealt with. Because again, go back and check the tapes. Richie Grant has given up 3 touchdowns and a myriad of big plays on third down for first downs. He has most notably been the reason why when the defense hasn't been able to get off of the field on third down after a big third down pass play, it's been him blowing the coverage. It's been him blowing the coverage. So, I mean, come on. You know, Mr. Gray, I'm looking at you. You in that defensive backfield coach, you know what I'm saying? On that back end, you're in that room with them guys. So I know you seeing this. I know you seeing this. Okay? You know what I'm saying? I honestly, to be true about the matter, I was surprised he made the team. I was surprised he was still on, you know what I'm saying, through the training camp, through preseason. I really was. Because I was expecting Abernathy to make the team over him. I really was. Hello, Jabal. The player development could have happened in the preseason, though, and earlier last year. That's on the coach. Vets like Campbell aren't here for player development. I agree and I disagree. Because again, we're talking about a rookie. Now, his first season happened. See, when people fail to realize, okay, if we'd have done what a lot of y'all wanted to do and just threw him out there like Pittsburgh threw Pickett out there, and he almost led the league in interceptions in his rookie year. Now imagine that. Imagine that. That'd have been a high point complaint for y'all then. But I had no problem with him keeping him, you know what I'm saying, out until he was caught up in what he needed to be caught up with in the classroom. That's just being a natural coach. Now, if you're gonna blame him for that, then I mean, like, you kind of cutting your nose off to spite your face, because that is player development. You don't put nobody out there that's not getting it right in the classroom to begin with. You know, but I mean, like I said, y'all have these unworldly, you know what I'm saying, high expectations, way high, out of reach high. And then when they're not achieved, you get what you have this morning across the board. Now, you know, and Blackberry, you are so right. You are so right. But you know, they had the for sale sign on him when we drafted him. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's just keep it a buck. Yeah, I read somewhere where somebody said that it was a waste of a early draft pick. And I just wholeheartedly disagree, because in that class, he was the second quarterback off the board in the third round. I'm just saying. In the third round, he was the second quarterback off the board in that draft. Okay. I mean, like people, you know, I hear a lot of folks talk about they don't watch college football, or you know, or they don't acknowledge, you know what I'm saying, what is achieved or put down, you know, on the stat sheet in college. And I said, you're missing the boat on that. The only thing that's wrong with that is going wrong at this point is, you know, with Dez, is that the offensive line is not protecting him in pass protection. And just keeping it a buck, his receivers are not helping him either. And some of the drops are not coming back for the ball, understanding that he's under pressure. Everybody got to be on the same page, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, in order for the quarterback to help his teammates have to help him in that unit. I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. Yeah, and you did right, because I've been saying it for a long time, Terry. I've been saying it. This Madden-minded fantasy football microwave mindset. Whoever we draft got to come out the gate, all pro Hall of Fame ability ready. Man, that's delusional thinking, man. That's delusional thinking. The truth of said positions, quarterback, O-line. The expectation of development is 3 to 5 years. 3 to 5 years. Okay, and with that, you have to understand what and why Arthur and Terry did what they did this particular offseason. Not just for Grady's sake, but for the sake of helping, and dealing with what they were going to be dealing with on the offensive side of the ball. You have babies in key positions on offense, but nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about that. Now, yes, I will put some onus on Arthur to some degree in these last 2 games. Because especially in this against Jacksonville, okay, you have smart defensive coordinators that can disguise some things. Okay, he hasn't seen every known defensive coverage, defensive set, defensive scheme. It's just 8th game as an NFL player, people. The 8th game. I could see if he's been in this league 8 years, then y'all have something to be bitching about. But this is his 8th game. 8th. And all these high-end expectations, y'all got to, come on with the come on. Yeah, put this, because, me and this guy's been, conversating. In fairness, has an experienced quarterback development in the last 25 years. Are you talking about, Atlanta, the franchise? Is that what you're talking about, 330? I'm just trying to understand what you're saying. Go back to Jamal. And Jamal, it's not that we think Ritter should be ready now. That's what Smith told us. We don't have the time to waste another season for his development. So, with you saying that, just I'm gonna rewind the clock back a few decades when when free agency wasn't even a thing. When you would draft a player and you would develop that player. You would draft players in positions and you would develop them and play with them and work with them and win or lose with them. Now everything's got to happen right now. Right now. Why is that? I mean, it's not like Arthur came into this situation like old boy did in Philly, where all he had to do was plug a quarterback in, and and draft a couple receivers, and trade for one, and everything be everything. No, bro, he came into this situation with $110 million in dead cap hanging. And had to clear that just to even get to this point here, to be able to put the talent, get draft the talent, pull the talent in, and put them in place. And I mean, for whatever reason, people seem to not, understand that or want to get that. Uh, all right, Blackberry, what you talking about? This is a young offense that has a lot of room to improve and is not going to be a well-oiled machine until they all develop in their respective positions. That point right there, that point right there, that. That's what this fan base refused to acknowledge, refused to see, and refused to give a damn about. So basically, what you're saying, you got to take the what's the dynamic? Who was it? But so we got to go year to year and do a Rams thing, trade away all the draft capital and just get free agents in here, veteran free, and pay a whole lot of money. You know what I'm saying? And then be stuck after whatever happens, whether it results in a Super Bowl or a trip to the Super Bowl or a playoff trip, you know what I'm saying? And then following that, and then what? Remember now, the Rams just came off what is the start of a fire sale. Remember now, you know, and they're getting ready to go through what we just went through the last 2 years. You know, it's crazy. I'm just, it's just my mind. I'm old school. You know what I'm saying? I grew up on old school. I grew up on Steelers. You know what I'm saying? My dad was a Steeler fan before I discovered that we had a team here in 1978. So I was watching a lot of Steeler football growing up in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? Cowboys, Chiefs, Eagles, 49ers, Dolphins, Green Bay, you know what I'm saying? Vikings. I grew up on teams running the ball hard, playing hard, no defense, you know what I'm saying? And things of that nature. You know, let's see. MT, Art got to know how to get his stars the ball. This talented offense, and we can't do none. It don't matter how much talent you got when you're inexperienced. Y'all keep forgetting that. And one of those talented stars just it coming off of knee surgery, thanks to Marcus Mariota, aka Quarterback One. See, a lot of people like to say stuff and then not carry the context. You think just because a guy got talent that it's supposed to just automatically boom. Give you a perfect example. Now I do remember the Cowboys late '80s on their Super Bowl run, the '88, '89. You know what I'm saying? Through the early '90s, those 3 Super Bowls in 5 years. Let's back up. 4 years prior to that. When they drafted Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin, and Emmett them, they stunk for 2 years, bruh. Go look it up. I think they won one game 1 year and then won 2 games that following year before, that offensive line clicked. You get where I'm going with this? You know what I'm saying? Once that offensive line clicked, which is most notably one of the greatest offensive lines to be ever assembled in NFL history, just calling a spade a spade. Once that offensive line clicked, what happened? Troy started to do, quarterback things. Irvin was able to get the ball. Emmitt Smith, who is not the fastest back ever, is walking through holes for 20, 30, and 40 yards. See what I'm saying? See how that went? But see, this whole instant gratification thing, man, y'all need to let that go. I mean, look, far be it for me to tell you how to fandom. You know what I'm saying? I'm a football fan first. And I'm a Falcon, diehard Falcon fan since 1978. So, I don't have no sympathy when I hear a lot of y'all Vic babies talking this. I'm tired of this. You ain't been around long enough to be tired of anything. Okay, when you ain't lived through, the 80s, when you ain't lived through, Lehman Bennett getting fired, Dan Campbell getting fired, Jerry Glanville, not being able to put together because Rankin Smith was just unfathomable. You know what I'm saying? It just so I have a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to that and understanding of how to be patient, and to understand the process and understand what is necessarily needed, when you're putting together a team, when you're trying to build a foundation, when you're trying to change the culture, when you're trying to get off under, a certain mentality that has been broiled into you for decades. And how y'all out here talking about Arthur Smith ain't it. He's done more than Jim Mara, Mike Smith, and Dan Quinn put together in just these 2 seasons alone. Y'all out here crying, talking about what? Listen. Again, opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one. Everybody got one. But I'm just saying, there has to be some kind of common sensual understanding, of the situation. Out here with these booming high expectations, and we got a lot of babies on this offensive unit. I knew coming into this season there was going to be pass protection issues still. Because this line has not been together long enough to generate chemistry like that. Jamal, what you saying? What did Arthur Smith say when he was hired? Not a rebound. What did he say before this year? This team is looking to play. Yes. Which is the reason why we went and pulled what we pulled, putting the defense together, because he knew there were going to be bumps in the road. Again, I'm just asking, Jamal, was you expecting your expectation us to win 17 games? Because that's what it sounds like. You're throwing these quotes, like, what is it? Like it's supposed to change my mindset, and no, it's not. What did you expect him to say? What did you expect? expected to change. We're in phase two of this initial plan being in exacting a new culture, new ability, and a new way, and getting to win games and play long seasons. And here we is in the first quarter of the season, and we're 2-2, and y'all acting like we out here looking like Carolina at 0-4. Yes, the O line has pass protection issues. Now I will say it again. Everything starts with the trenches. Everything. And the trenches are not right. And from the O line perspective, the O line is not right. You're not gonna get the rhythm. You're not gonna get the chemistry. You know what I'm saying? That we all want to see. There are going to be speed bumps, the potholes in the road to get to that point. And y'all out here expecting perfection. William says it's a shut up or put up season. Well, I guess we're gonna see, because I don't look at it as such. That's a give yourself a headache mindset right now. It really is. I mean, at the end of the day, everybody goal in a season is to get to and win Super Bowl. All right. Now, I think that we have half of the recipe, and I think the other half is still in works. Get back into some of these comments real quick. The Dixon way. The facts are Arthur Smith got this job off the back of Derrick Henry and the best O-line in football. And with that being said, sir, before Arthur Smith took over as OC and O-line coach of the Tennessee Titans, what was Derrick Henry doing? Yeah, that part. Okay, that part. Now, the truth be told, Arthur Smith got this job because he had a direct plan, and he's not a yes man like the three men before him. And those are the facts. Blackberry says, Art will have to figure it out the same way Andy Reid had to, just hopefully sooner. And you go with that. You don't have time to develop when you sold us. We on the third year of a three. No, it wasn't. It wasn't no 3-year plan. It's a 5-year plan first. Okay. And all this mindset of we don't have time. Why we don't have time? Why we don't have time? Why is everything got to be in the microwave? Because there are just some things you cannot skip over, bruh. It's what y'all got to understand. There's just some things you can't skip over. And the process of developing is something you cannot skip over. I don't care whatever quotes you put up about what he said about wanting to win and wanting to have playing 20 games in a season. There are just some things in this process in the game of NFL football that you cannot skip. And development is the number one on that list. There ain't no 1A or 1B. It is number one on that list. I mean, y'all, that's the thing. It ain't gotta happen right now. It's monkey see, monkey do right now. Is Heineke really not beating out Ritter, or is it another Marriott? No, it's not. Now, when Heineke put his Hancock on the dotted line, he told y'all, I am here to back him up and help him get acclimated to the NFL game. He said that. This ain't got nothing to do with not beating Ritter out. The plan was for Ritter to be our quarterback. Period, point blank. That's what the plan is. The plan is to develop him. Why is it? Why is it that we don't have time in y'all's mind, that we don't have time for that? So I guess you're saying that about every young person on our team. We don't have time for development. We don't have time for development. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you like the conversation, you like the info, go to my YouTube page, OG Big Sam, and OG TV. Hit like, subscribe to my channel. This has been Mad Monday with the OG, and I'll see y'all in 6 days, 23 hours, and we'll get back at it. God bless.